Kyle Montgomery, Riley Skinner on your computer screen from our ACC Digital Network studios as we continue with our spring football reports. The Miami Hurricanes next on the slate, which we'll be talking about. Team that finished with a disappointing season last year, 6-6, qualified for a bowl but did not play in a bowl. What would be the biggest story for you in the offseason for Miami?
I talked to Al Golden this week, and he was so optimistic about where they are right now, not only on the field, but mainly in the locker room, the guys that they have that they think they can count on going forward. Getting past all the NCAA distractions, I think they're starting to do that and just focus on winning football games.
Let's give you a look at what you should know about this Hurricane team this season. Got 10 returning starters, just 4 on the offensive end, 6 on defense. Stephen Morris, who has been a starter at Miami before, has a good chance to assume the starting quarterback duties full-time. Ja'Cory Harris now gone, but there are many questions on the offensive side of the ball, as you know, and they did lose a significant player in Sean Spence, who was all over the field last year on the defensive side of the ball. When you look at this, what would be this team's biggest strength?
I like the ruggedness of Miami right now in their front seven with their D-line and their linebackers. You know, they've got Denzel Perryman and James Gaines, who's going to be able to replace Sean Spence. But you also got a top 10 recruiting class right now that's coming in. Young guys, ready to compete, ready to take positions from older guys. I think it can create a lot of competition going through summer in the locker room, off the field, and that's when you get guys playing their best, when you got young guys coming in. So look for that recruiting class to be a huge strength for them.
On the flip side of that, what would be the biggest question mark?
Well, I got a couple. I've got, number one, you're losing your playmaker. You're losing Travis Benjamin. You're losing Lamar Miller. They're going to be guys that are going to be hard to replace. And even though they've got some young, talented players, they're not proven yet. So they need some guys to step up and take that big play ability that those two guys had. And also, quarterback Stephen Morris, he's going to be competing for the quarterback job. It should be his, but he was sidelined a lot this spring with a back injury. And when you're a new quarterback, you need reps, you need plays, and he didn't get that this spring. So it's another big question mark that they have to replace Ja'Cory Harris.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, with all the question marks that they have, the 2012 schedule won't help them much. It won't be a cakewalk.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it got an early out-of-conference test from the Big 12's Kansas State September 8th. They'll get a shot at Notre Dame after the Irish, of course, swept the ACC last year. You noticed no Maryland on the schedule this year. They're going prime time November 1st against Virginia Tech. You remember they played Maryland during a night game this past season. What's your prediction?
I think they're going to be pretty good. You know, you look at last year, you say it was a disappointing year, but under Al Golden's first year, they had big wins against Ohio State, Carolina, Georgia Tech. The largest margin of defeat was 8 points. I'm going to give them 7 wins, possibly 8 wins. I know it's not the 10-11 that you typically think of Miami, but they're on the track to getting back to that winning tradition. I think definitely 7, maybe 8 or 9, depending on if they can win some of the big games under the lights.
I like the way you think, Riley Skinner. All right.
Appreciate it.
For Riley Skinner, I'm Kyle Montgomery. That's it for the Miami Hurricanes Spring Football Report.